How we doing, guys? Thought I'd come on, make another couple videos here. Today's, I think, a 2-video day because I got a lot going on in my mind right now, and I think I have to put it on video before I forget it. The first video I want to make, I heard this term there probably a couple weeks ago, and I've been trying to think of the best way that I could put it on video and verbalize it, get it kind of straight in my head. But I gotta say, as soon as I heard this, it completely opened my eyes to the amount of stress that I was taking on myself that wasn't really fair to me. And there's an underlying factor that even though I thought I had this under control, completely changed my view on how I was thinking of things. So the way I want to pose it is, what are we responsible for? Now, there's 3 or 4 different categories that, if these are available to me in your life, in my life, that we're responsible for. The first one being small kids. If you have kids, you're responsible to take care of them, right? We all went through the motion to do it. When we have kids, they are ours. That's number 1. Number 2 is pets. If you have pets, you're responsible to make sure they're fed, make sure they have a place to live, all of that. The third one is you're responsible to yourself. Some people may put that first. This is in no chronological order, just what's going on in my head right now. So the third one, responsibility to you. You have to make sure that you're taken care of. You may have heard that phrase, no one else is going to look after number 1. You have to look after yourself, okay? That's number 3. The fourth one is a definite maybe, in the sense that you're responsible for possibly aging parents, depending on where you are in life. And that's totally dependent on where you are. Now, for me, my mom is not at that age yet. But I do know people who they're responsible, or they've taken responsibility for their aging parents. And that's usually the last category for me, because sometimes parents require more taking care of than others. And I'll leave that as it is, because there's so many different scenarios that we can think of. Okay, so those are really the 4 things that you're responsible for. The other term that I want to throw out there is, who or what are you responsible to? Okay, for example, I run 2 soccer teams, and I was taking on it as my own that I'm responsible for making sure these guys and my other team play at a certain level, play to a certain caliber that I had in my head. But the reality is, as long as I'm setting up practice, as long as I'm making sure those practices are successful, I'm doing everything in my power, my control, to make sure that these guys are set up for success. I can't control how they play on the field. I can only control whether I set up the practices and run the practices. I can control, make sure all the paperwork's ready. After that, nothing is under my control. Are you noticing an underlying theme here? I had trouble letting go of that control. But as I've said in a previous video, and it still sounds weird to say now, control that I had no control of still sounds very weird to say. So there it is, guys. What are you responsible for? Who are you responsible for? And what are you responsible to? Or who are you responsible to? After understanding this, I realized I was taking on a lot of stress that wasn't mine, and taking on a lot of responsibility that I thought I had to in my head take responsibility for. Notice the wording. And that really, it wasn't up to me. So I wanted to pose that. What are you guys taking responsibility for, or who you're taking responsibility for that you may not have to? I want to post that out there. And I'm hoping that by watching this video, it's going to help you to let go of some of the stress that you've been holding on to for a long time. Hoping this helps, guys. Let me know. Subscribe, all the above. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I'm hoping whoever's watching this, whether you subscribe or not, is getting a lot from it, because I gotta tell you, watching my own videos has actually helped me quite a bit, because it's reminding me when I forget certain things, how I should or shouldn't be thinking, or things like that. So I hope you guys are getting a lot from this, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Later.